This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan, and welcome to your Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and what a tough one tonight, man. The Boston Red Sox of the American League Eastern Division come into Petco and smack the Padres around. There's nothing pretty about this one as the Padres bite the dust tonight, 10-2. The final, they didn't get any hits with runners in scoring position. They left runners on base all night. They made Walker Buehler look like the best pitcher who's ever touched a baseball again, the former Dodger. And you know how much we hate that, right? So Walker Buehler, again, is looking like a world beater out there against the Padres. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. What is going on with this thing? There we go. Check, check, check. There we go. Okay, sorry, guys. Walker Buehler. Buehler? Anyone? Buehler? Yeah, it was Buehler, again, who beats him. So Walker Buehler, 6 innings, 4 hits. The Padres can't touch him. And then late innings, they get guys on base. It's 5-0, 2 guys on, 2 outs in the 7th. You get maybe a home run there. You know what I mean? So big spots keep coming. Fernando Tatis Jr. 0 for 5, struck out 3 times, including with the bases loaded. They had the bases loaded in an 8-2 game in the 8th inning. And you're hanging around. And yeah, they had 1-9 of 11 coming in. Just an ugly game and the worst start of the season for Nick Pivetta. First home loss for him, 6 innings, 5 earned runs, just got ripped around in a terrible 4th inning where he just completely melted down. Allows a leadoff single to Lance Bergman, couple of walks, an errant pickoff throw, a 2-run homer, just a bad inning for Pivetta. And then Sean Reynolds, awful out of the bullpen, just god-awful, throwing a ton of pitches, walking 5 guys. They walked 8 total, tying a season high, and they were awful with runners in scoring position. We're going to get into what happened in this game tonight, sweep it away under the rug, and hopefully they come back tomorrow and play a lot better. They're going to need to against the Red Sox, one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Thank you for making us your first watch or listen every day. Myself, Wilyer Abreu with the podcast. We're all on the same channels. A like for him, sub for him on all our free platforms, YouTube, Roku, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, and all your audio podcast platforms. Yeah, a like for him's a like for me, and so on and so forth. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. It's your Padres postcast. What do you say we roll?
This is what you'll be talking about.
Oh, man, do we have to? Do we have to talk about this game? This is one of the worst games of the season for the Padres. And, you know, you're going to have a stinker every once in a while. Man, do the Brewers ever lose? They beat the Mets again tonight, and the Cubs lost. So you don't lose any ground in the wild card race. How about the old Dodgers? Man, they smoked the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays are on fire right now, leading the AL East, where the Red Sox are in second place. So the Dodgers win to up their lead over the Padres, but in the wild card race, not the worst possible outcome because, hey, the 2 teams who are ahead of you in the standings lost as well. So you don't lose any ground there. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'll take that. I don't know how you guys feel about that. But just this game tonight, just from the start, Walker Buehler just doing Walker Buehler things against the Padres. And you hate him, whether he's with the Dodgers or the Red Sox, if it doesn't really matter. No, of course it doesn't. Nick Pivetta started out great tonight, by the way. First 3 innings, cruising on a Friday night, matching Walker Buehler. Looked like a playoff game early on with the 2 guys going back and forth. And Pivetta, fastball, curveball, steady diet. And Walker Buehler, Buehler. Anyone? Buehler. And so Pivetta, top of the 3rd. Buehler keeps going. And just man, Fernando Tatis Jr. just really struggling. Jackson Merrill, too. They were combined 0 for 8 tonight. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 3. So those 3 guys 0 for 11. Bogaerts against his former team 0 for 3. Pivetta against his former team, yeah, not a good night. And, you think about anything that looks positive early in this game, it just wasn't there. But the Red Sox in the 4th inning, that's when they really got to Pivetta. Lance Bergman singles to center field. Jacob Duran, who they really wanted to get from the Red Sox, Jaron Duran, he walked. And then Story walked. Duran goes to second, Bregman to third. And here's where Pivetta really starts to fall apart, right? You give off the leadoff hit, and then you walk two. started to really have trouble locating the curveball in this fourth inning. And then Yoshida hits a sacrifice fly. He had 3 RBIs tonight. Duran scores. Story to second on a pickoff throw by Pivetta. An errant pickoff throw that went to the left of Wilyer. It was to Wilyer Abreu's right, rather. Left hand with the backhand. He couldn't get there. The runner was diving back in. Luis Abreu does not know how to play first base. This just in. He is not a first baseman. He's had a couple of times like this one where he's cost his pitchers, and even though it's an error on the pitcher, a great first baseman would have that, and he's been a problem over there. I really thought they'd move him back to second, get a big hitting first baseman at the deadline, but lo and behold, with all the additions to the bottom of the lineup, who's killing it? Who's killing it down there? Went 2 for 3 tonight with an RBI single. Jake Cronenworth, my favorite guy in the lineup. That's who. Yeah, my favorite guy in the lineup. Okay. And then, of course, Toro grounds out to second. And then with 2 outs, Wilyer Abreu homers to right center field. It's a 2-run shot, one of 2 homers on the night for the Red Sox. And it's 4-0. It goes to 5-0 in the 5th inning when Bergman drives in Wong with an RBI ground out. And Wong, 3 RBIs in the bottom spot of the Boston order tonight. But still, Walker Buehler dealing. Fernando strikes out to lead off the 5th. In the 6th inning, Pivetta rebounds, has a good inning, his last inning. And still, though, Walker Buehler, 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 6th. Then in the 7th, it's still 5-zip. Matsui escapes a pretty big jam there for the Padres. 7th inning, San Diego. Infield single for Cronenworth. Diaz flies to center. Of course, Fernando strikes out. He really struggled tonight. Arise walks first and second, and Manny, got a couple of really good pitches to hit, and he just couldn't get it done. Still 5-0. Top of the 8th for the Sox, of course, Wong hits a 3-run double. You know what I'm saying? So walk, walk, walk. Sean Reynolds. Walk, walk, walk. The base is loaded. Bang. Wong will be very happy to take that fastball over the middle and empty them for you, bro. Just one of those nights. And then Murphy comes in for the Red Sox. He's walking everybody in their brother. Laureano, fielder's choice. Cronenworth, single. But then still, Diaz walks. Cronenworth the second. Laureano the third. You got the top of the order coming up. 1 out, bases loaded, and you're down 8-2. Thinking, hey, you got a little bit of a glimmer of hope. And then Fernando strikes out swinging. Arise flies out to left. And Fernando struck out swinging on a slider that was way down and away. It was a nasty pitch, all right? It was, but Whitlock for the Red Sox. And think about this. Fernando doesn't swing at bad pitches, and he looked awful tonight. Absolutely awful. He's hitting .095 in his last 7 days, Fernando Tatis Jr., and .261 on the season. Think about that. And that .261, if you take away the first week of the season in March and the April .320, he's at about .240. He's at about .240 since then. And that's just, that's a shock, right? That is an absolute shock with Fernando Tatis Jr. And you're really hoping that he turns it around at some point. But do you really think he's going to? I don't know at this time with Fernando Tatis Jr. So in the 8th inning there, Fernando strikes out again, gets the hat trick in the game, and then Arise flies out to left. Doc say it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Game's over. And for good measures, if you've seen the pizza videos on TikTok, for good measures, right? Yoshida homers to right center, a 2-run shot scoring. Story off Reynolds, who walked more guys. 5 walks for him tonight. He was bad. He was really bad. And then in the 9th, the Padres go 1-2-3. Time of the game, just under 3 hours. Attendance 44G plus. It's a sellout again, but just an awful night for the Padres. And when you think about it, it just did not go their way. And the best thing about baseball, 162 games, you just sweep it under the rug, go away. And Pivetta will be fine his next start. But what excites me here is something that I'm going to get to right after I read you a couple of commercials and give you a couple of deals from tremendous sponsors of ours right here on the network. But you have something to be really excited about tomorrow. I'll tell you what it is on the other side. It's Greece. It's Padres Postcast 10-2 Red Sox. 10-2 on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Still to come, player of the game, turning point, and of course, what do you have to look forward to coming up next? But first, what time is it? A qué hora? It is game time. That's right. Have you ever decided at the last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe it's game day. You suddenly realize, hey, I want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Game Time comes in. It's It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, even invite a bigger group to come with you. Why? Game Time makes it possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast, simple. Prices on the app, they actually drop closer you get to the first pitch, and they got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy to browse the app for an exciting upcoming MLB game. I don't know, like the Red Sox this weekend, like the Dodgers, Giants coming up. So many of them. You don't need to scroll endlessly. Game Time has the zone deals, best seats in the section for you, and you can look at them all right in your app. Get a panoramic view from every seat right there in Petco. Unbelievable. Or road trip, whatever. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB, Locked On MLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. That is Game Time on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And we haven't seen this one in a hot minute, but I will tell you what, you love getting the action on the action. This episode of Padres Postcast is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football prediction into real rewards. Preseason's already heating up. College football not far behind. It's the perfect time to lock in your season-long, more or less, picks for the 2025 football season, all before Week 1 kicks off. So whether you got your eye on big-name QBs or breakout running backs, Prize Picks makes it easy to get in the game. And I'll tell you what, the flex play option is a total game changer. Even when one of your picks misses, you still double my money. Preseason games, you can work. Oh, man, I love how simple it is, too. Few seasons now, I've been playing Prize Picks, and I can get a lineup in before my coffee finishes brewing. And right now, hey, you can download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB. Get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks. Run your game on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and we are rolling, styling and profiling. There we go. Any day now. Hey, there it is. All right, with that audience surging right now, I want to remind you that we're live on YouTube right after the game with the postcast. Every single game, as close to the end of the game, right after first pitch as possible. After the YouTube show, we upload, you download Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, Apple, you name it, wherever you get your audio podcast. Then Roku, you download OTT. Yeah, you know me, this whole party. And you can comment live, by the way, on the YouTube show like San Diego-ish loves to do. Bro, you got to live stream vertical so you can get some algorithm. Vertical. Tough game. Let's bounce back tomorrow. Go Padres. Well, we got the Locked On formula. That's not me. So whatever you're saying, man, shoot me another message if you don't mind. Let me know what you're talking about in the comments. I appreciate you always in there and styling and profiling. All right, here we go. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Man, what a night. 10-2, the Red Sox pound the Padres. The fourth inning, a nightmare for Nick Pivetta. Lance Bergman, a single, a walk, a sacrifice fly. And then, of course, he tries a pickoff at first, throws it away. Another run comes in to score. Then a 2-run homer by Wilyer Abreu. Another run added by the Red Sox in the fifth off Pivetta, and that was literally all they would need. Not even that one, because the Padres just leaving runners on base. Can't hit with anybody in scoring position all night long. Just one of those games. It's just one of those games. But Walker Buehler's been killing him. I mean, this dude, I don't even want to say it. But I have to. I mean, because, hey, it's my job. But when I look at what happened tonight with Walker Buehler, he's 7-1 against the Padres and 2-1 at Petco. His previous 12 starts, of course, all came against the Padres for the LA Dodgers. I want to puke even as those words leave my mouth. But Nick Pivetta's first home loss of the season, 5 earned runs in 6 innings, and just unreal, unreal. And Buehler got the save in the Dodgers World Series winning game against the Yankees last year, and he's been on a high, but not a good year for him, really. I mean, just not the best, right? But 7-1 against the Padres, 2-1 at Petco. The Sox hit 2 home runs, tied a season high, 8 walks given up by Padres pitchers. and just the worst night of the season for Sean Reynolds. But it was already 5-0 by the time he came in. And, you're excited. And I told you I'll give you another reason to be excited in just a minute, because tomorrow something big is happening with the Padres. We will get to that in just a minute. But first, we have a couple other things to do, starting with...
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Of course, it was the fourth inning. Obviously, Nick Pivetta just was great early on, and then in the fourth, it all fell apart. The wheels came off, so to speak, and he was able to kind of like regain control, because when you're hydroplaning, that's hard to do, and he was all over the dang place, right? Just like those Southern California drivers when it rains and you think it's like the end of times because no one knows what to do. Lance Bergman singles to center. Duran walks, and Duran walks, Story walks, Yoshida hits a sacrifice fly. Duran scores on an errant pickoff attempt by Pivetta. Of course, the runners. Story goes to second, and then Abreu homers after Story goes to third on a ground out. And there you go. It's 4-0 Red Sox. They won 10-2. Obviously, that's the turning point because they scored 4 runs. They got to Pivetta when he was really looking good through the first 3, and the Padres didn't score more than 2. So there's your turning point, which leads me to...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Be now. Who can it be now? Who can it be? Yoshida, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Wong, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. For the Red Sox, you go there. Walker Buehler, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Is your player of the game, and you hate to do that. The former Dodgers 7-1 against the Padres. But for the Padres tonight, 2 for 4, Wilyer Abreu. Jake Cronenworth, 2 for 3 with the RBI. Cronenworth, the Padres player of the game. All right, I've been teasing you because all you want to be is Diggy down. Down with who? Down with the King. Down with the King. That's right. Michael King is coming back tomorrow. You put this one in the rear view and you bring back Michael King. He's had the shoulder issue since May. He hasn't pitched since May. He's 4-2 with a 2.59 ERA. The ace of your staff is coming back. So with all the moves you made at the deadline, Mason Miller, all those guys at the bottom of the lineup, O'Hearn, Laureano, Fermin, right? All those moves and all the things that have been happening and the positivity and going in the right direction with all these new jacks who have come in, no move has been bigger or will be bigger than the return of Michael King. So you got Darvish back already, and he's been really bad, then great, then average, and he's still figuring it out, finding his way. You got Dylan Cease coming off his best start of the season. Pivetta tonight, maybe hopefully just get rid of this one and keep moving on. He's got 11 wins leading the team. And then you get Michael King back. He's going to start tomorrow against Lucas Giolito, and Giolito is 8-2 with a 3.57. And that's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. But the Padres are minus 155 favorites on the money line. And on the run line, they're minus 1.5 with Michael King. And then this lineup's been great. So I'm excited to see King. I don't know. He's fully cleared. I don't know what the limitations might be. But we will find out tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow, 5:40 p.m. First pitch a little earlier, hour earlier. Tomorrow, Saturday night game, going to be a sellout at Petco, and we will be here right after the game with your Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. Thank you for making us your first watch or listen. Myself, the postcast, Javier Reyes with the podcast, YouTube, Roku, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, and of course, if that's not enough for you baseball guys and girls, every game, every night, all season long, you get local analysis on a national scale with MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. So make sure you check that out as well and keep making us your first watch or listen every day with your postcast and the podcast. And check out my episode I just did with Javi. We had a lot of fun together, man. We got that synergy going on the channel. Throw us a sub, throw us a like, give us a follow, make you holla, hit that bell so you know we're coming your way with more content. Keep on coming with the comments as well. 10-2 Red Sox pound the Padres in the opener. Throw it away. Still 2 more games left in the series. You got to win the series. Big month with all these big series coming up. You don't lose ground in the wild card, but you do lose a game to the Dodgers. That's all there is, Pods fans. There is no more. Until tomorrow night, 10-2 Red Sox. Keep your game tight and your mind right. Thank you for watching Padres Postcast. I'm Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. I am